Hey there, gang. It is time once again to play some Brawl, and in honor of the recent holidays, we're going to do our best religious impersonation and rise from the grave. Let's play some head games. Friends, opponents, welcome to Head Games. My name is Jet, and today we are going to take one of my paper commanders out into the Brawl arena to see if it can hang in 1v1 commander, and by that, of course, I mean we are playing one of my all-time favorite commanders, probably one of my most powerful commanders, in Ratadrabik of Urborg. So this is a 4-mana 3/3 with Vigilance and Ward 2. Other zombies get Vigilance. Whenever another legendary creature you control dies, create a token that's a copy of that creature, except it's not legendary. It's a 2/2 black zombie instead of its other colors and types. So Ratadrabik cares about legendary creatures. We want to sacrifice them. We want to make tokens. Maybe we want to double those tokens. We want to make a really big wide board for fun and profit. It's essentially Orzhov Aristocrats, but we're doing it by sacrificing legendary creatures and getting extra copies of them, which, as we know, legendary creatures often come with really powerful and remarkable abilities. So this is a very fun thing to abuse and kind of do something very, very big with. So what we're trying to do with this deck, as I said, is we're trying to get legendary creatures on board. We're trying to sacrifice them. We are trying to get profit out of that. So with an Aristocrats do damage kind of build. It's very important to note here that Ratadrabik goes infinite with just about any card that involves the ring tempting you. So Boromir here, you can sacrifice Boromir, creatures you control get indestructible, and then the ring tempts you. When Ratadrabik's in play and Boromir dies, you get a token copy of Boromir, and then the ring tempts you, and the most important part of the ring tempting Boromir is that he becomes legendary again, so that you can then sacrifice the token, the whole thing happens again. So these two cards equal infinite enters and leaves the battlefield triggers, or dies triggers for that matter. So one other piece allows us to actually just outright win the game. So a card like Funeral Room, whenever a creature you control dies, each opponent loses a life and you gain a life, is actually just going to win you the game. So there's several other cards in here that are going to do a similar thing. Everybody knows about Sephiroth, the Fabled Soldier. It's got a very similar ability baked into it. So if Sephiroth's on board, you're going to win the game. If Ayara is on board, she's going to see that black creature enter over and over and over, and you're eventually going to win the game. There are two other cards that have the ring tempting them either in leaving or entering the battlefield, and that is Samwise the Stout-Hearted and Gollum the Patient Plotter. These cards all essentially go infinite as long as there's in the right pieces in place. Boromir is the easiest one, so Boromir, Ratadrabik, one other piece, infinite shenanigans. So we are again playing kind of an Aristocrats build, so we've got cards like Bartolome del Presidio, which is a free sack outlet, Elas Il Kor, which is essentially a blood artist, Altar of Dementia as a free sack outlet, Meathook Massacre is something to do damage. In the 3-drop spot, you saw Sephiroth. We've got Yahenni, which is a free sack outlet. Braids only sacrifices one creature per turn, but it really, if you Ratadrabik's on board, you keep your creature. So it really kind of gets out of hand very quickly. Comball also drains your opponent for one whenever a token is created on your side. So if you've got it in a loop, it will eventually drain out your opponent. Mondrak up here in the 4-drop spot, doubling your token production. Yawgmoth as another free sack outlet, Drivnod doubling your dies triggers, Elspeth doubling your token creation, and then Sir Conrad, another Aristocrats piece. You get the idea. So that's it. It's essentially Orzhov Aristocrats. It is a combo deck, basically. There's a couple of tutors in the deck that I think are appropriate for it, so we are trying to get to that infinite win most of the time. Before we head over into the gameplay, I'd like to invite everybody to like, subscribe, leave some comments down below. Let me know if there's any commanders you'd like to see me play out here in Brawl. I'm still very new to the format. I'm having an enormous amount of fun out here stumbling around figuring it out. Thank you, as always, for tuning in. Let's play some head games. All right, friends, we are out here playing Brawl with Ratadrabik of Urborg. Our opponent is on Omnath, Locus of All, which could mean almost anything at this point because it is a 5-color commander. So we've got Super Shredder and or Call of the Ring. I guess not and or. We've got Super Shredder or Call of the Ring on 2, so no ramp. But we do have Interaction and Avatar's Wrath, so we're going to keep this. see what our opponent's up to. The last time I played against Omnath, it was a colorless deck. So I doubt we're going to see the same thing here, unless that's kind of a thing. I couldn't tell you why. Yeah, it doesn't really do what you want it to. Okay, so I think we get Super Shredder down here to just present a threat. They are going to activate their fetch land in response, get another surveil land. So our opponent is definitely not a colorless deck. What did we see here? Chromatic Lantern for them. Okay. So interestingly, if we play Boromir here and they don't deal with our creatures and we draw a land, there's a fair likelihood that we just win. So I think that means that's the play, right? We play Boromir, we get in for one. Golos in the 99. Land is the World Tree. Okay, untap land. Dark Ritual will do. Okay, we win, believe it or not. Okay, so here's how the combo works. Boromir sacrifices. Shredder sees it. Ratadrabik makes a token. And our opponent knows what's up. So just to explain it the rest of the way through. So the Boromir token, the ring tempts us, and so the Boromir gets the ring and therefore becomes legendary, which allows us to sacrifice that one and repeat the process. It makes our Super Shredder as big as we want to get it, and because the Golos is the only creature and Shredder has Menace, we actually just swing for lethal. Oh, game 2. Ratadrabik in Brawl. Our opponent is on Ureni of the Unwritten. A very strong commander. So okay. So we're going to keep this. I'm going to guess that our opponent is just going to ramp, and then cast Ureni, which means we need to try to get to our combo as fast as possible. So we'll play Godless Shrine tapped and say go. So we have Altar of Dementia on 2, which means we have a sack outlet as long as our opponent doesn't do anything about it. So we'll show them the Snarl and show them the Swamp in our hand, and we'll cast Altar of Dementia. So this is a free sack outlet. It doesn't actually matter what it does. I mean, there is a world in which we mill our opponent out. Interesting. So Phyrexian Arena draws us an additional card next turn. Alright, we'll definitely play in our land here. Sariema gets us the piece that we're looking for, and we definitely have time to get set up here. We need to draw another land, though. So let's do it. Let's play Sariema. That's going to find us... So it doesn't need to be Boromir, but Boromir is probably the best. I actually have a sack outlet, so I could do Samwise instead because it's cheaper. Yeah, Samwise is cheaper. Our opponent made a very interesting choice, bouncing that land back to their hand. Arcane Signet. Not great for us. So I think here we play Phyrexian Arena. We needed to draw some lands. We're kind of hurting now. Our opponent is at 5 mana. Roaming Throne. Solid. Need to draw some lands. Okay, that'll do. Alright, so let's get our land down. Yeah, I think we play Tiny Bones. And we say go. Yeah, I think we're good here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana by my guesstimation. What could they cast? Thunderbreak Regent's very good. Yep. They can't attack. We're going to cast Samwise on their end step. There's no stick. Samwise becomes the ring bearer. Okay, we play Ratadrabik. We activate Altar of Dementia, sacrificing Samwise. We get Samwise back. Oh, this is a lot of clicks, and I wish it were damage. This is a very slow way to do this. They're probably going to make me do it because it takes way too long. Yeah, they're just going to take the damage. I can't cast anything, right? Okay. Unfortunately, because of the way Arena works, even though I've represented the combo, it's gonna take me too long to do this. Yeah, it's gonna take me too long to do this. I mean, very smart of them to, like, make me play it out. Infinite combos. Oh, they gave me the win. That's very kind of them. They could have made me play it out. I mean, like, in paper, I have the win on the table there, and the game is in fact over. Game 3, Ratadrabik in Brawl against Chandra Hope's Beacon. Okay, so spell copying. Okay. We're on the draw. This is fine. Oh no, we glitched. My browser's just gonna sit there. Oh, okay. I'm getting a second chance to decide whether or not I want to keep this. I do want to keep this. It's fine. The mana is decent. Dragon's Rage Channeler for our opponent. We get turn 2 Ratadrabik, which may or may not be any good. It's hard to say. So let's get the cottage down and just say go. Second mountain and... what in the world? Cleansing Wildfire. Okay. Very interesting. 1 damage from the channeler. Okay, I will play Command Tower. We will play Dark Ritual and play our commander, Ratadrabik of Urborg. So it's possible for them to remove Ratadrabik if they have Lightning Bolt. That'll do it. Okay, third land. Lauren doesn't do anything, so I think we play Yahenni. Okay, so what does this do? Okay, creatures and planeswalkers your opponents control perpetually gain. If this permanent would die, exile it instead and deal 5 damage. So it's the ones that are in play, right? That we control. So this just dies. You got it. And he can't sacrifice himself, right? Yes. Okay. Yep. Goodbye. So no copy because it gets... Ratadrabik having that ability is not a big deal. It's just not. You're taking 3. You got it. Now they've got enough to remove Ratadrabik. Sure. And what do we have? Okay. We will put it back in the command zone. Wow, putting it back in the command zone removes perpetual effects. That is very interesting. So part of my problem here is Lauren doesn't do anything. So we play Temple of Silence. We'll leave swords on top. We'll just say go. 5 mana, 1 damage from the channeler. Okay, so what do I do here? So Chandra's gonna like just give them a bunch of mana, give them a bunch of cards. I'm not really sure how to deal with that right now. Okay, it looks like... Oh, they did. They drew their 6th land. Yep, okay, so swords now.
You have no idea who you're messing with. You'll never guess what I do next.
Okay. Till the end of your next turn. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna sacrifice Lauren to get a card, and I don't know what it is. What do I need that they're gonna have a very hard time dealing with? I mean, Bolus's Citadel feels very good. I mean, they are just going to try to burn me out, right? And I do need to deal with Chandra, but I'm not really sure what the best way to do that is. I think I'm going to get the Citadel. Let's see what happens when you don't have any targets. I don't know if this is the right move against that deck. This is the beautiful thing about Brawl, and I know I've said this a couple of times recently in recording the videos in this format. The beautiful thing about this format for me right now is that it is undiscovered country. I just have no idea. No idea. Alright. Oh, it's land destruction. Oh, that's very bad.
Let's give it our all.
Cool. Yep. Well, that ruins my plan. I didn't know they were playing land destruction, which is a very brutal thing to be playing. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, I think that's probably game for me. Alright, we'll play Teshar. What does our opponent hit? Lots of good stuff.
Got a feeling this'll work.
Destroy land.
Here's a spark of
Cool.
hope.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and call it, folks, because I don't really like playing against land destruction. Yeah, not fun. Game 4, Ratadrabik of Urborg versus Hapatra, Vizier of Poisons. 1 land hand, 2 technically with Fell the Profane. I do not think I can keep that. It's certainly worth taking the first mulligan. This is way better. All of my lands are black and I have a Terminus, which means I get to play turn 2 or turn 3 Ayara. Yeah, this is solid. And our opponent gets a turn 1 creature with... Oh, Deathright's fine. Okay. Shrine on 1. Zac, the fairest of them all. That's interesting. Huh. Okay, lots of stuff for our opponent. They've got Hapatra and Birds and Deathright Shaman. We can play The Verge and Terminus. And say go. So our opponent's online now. They've got their commander. They've got lots of mana. Obelisk Spider's very good. Whenever Hapatra deals combat damage to a player, you may put a -1/-1 counter on target creature, and you make a snakes. So I block, or Zac gets a counter. Yeah, it's fine. No, it's fine. Zac gets counter. All the things happen. Excellent. Okay, so... Alright, we can play our 3rd land here. It's just when Hapatra deals damage, right? Okay. So we can slam Ratadrabik here. I'm fairly confident it draws a removal spell, so I don't love that. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to play Relic of Legends, and I'm going to pass. This sets me up to have a pretty enormous amount of mana on my next turn. Farseek for our opponent. What is happening is that they are running out of cards. We don't see any card draw yet, which is we're pretty okay with that. Mortuary Mire surveils. Okay, Hapatra gets in. Obelisk Spider gets in. Snake gets in. We're gonna flash in Ademi. Past the blockers, and we will block Hapatra. Okay. Recast Hapatra. They did not. Okay, so they're holding up removal then. Okay. Block Thwain. Ratadrabik. Ayara. We might have done that in the other order, but just to get the extra drain off of Ayara, but I think that we're okay. For each creature your opponent controls, conjure a stab onto that creature. -2/-2. This card is very interesting. Okay. 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 Can Iara sacrifice herself? No. Okay. Yep. That crocodile is very powerful. Okay. So, definitely playing for Phyrexian Tower. I strongly feel like sacrificing Zac to draw cards. It's only one card, though. Like, I really want to draw cards right now. I think I have to. That was a pretty terrible draw. We will get the Signet down. We'll play Locthwain. We will play Mondrak. And we'll say go. What happens? This is very interesting. Apatra's back. Ooh, I'm hanging on the edge of my seat here. What are we doing? Yep. I will block with Mondrak. I take one from the snake. Okay, so Mondrak only gives me one copy, which means I must admit I think I have been playing that wrong. Okay. Got all those snakes. Do I just lose? I don't just lose. Okay. I don't just lose, but it probably doesn't matter. Yeah. Yeah, I think they just won. Black Sun Zenith. Yeah, very funny that Lauren looked really bad in this game. Like, it's pretty remarkable how bad Lauren looked here. Like, pretty terrible, right? I don't think I have an out. I mean, I guess I draw... Yeah, I guess I draw. It's my only out. Nope. They've got it. Hands up. We're done. Okay. Bye now. You could have just attacked and won. You don't have to cast a spell at that point. I mean, I guess I didn't need to cast a spell on my turn either. On to Game 5 against Emoti, Celebrant of Bounty, with our Ratadrabik Brawl deck. Let's see what your commander does. Cascade. Spells with mana value 6 or greater have Cascade. Okay. So we have Samwise in our starter, Gix, and a Blood Artist-esque piece. Yeah, we'll keep it. Wish we were on the play here. It'd be a lot stronger if we were. Utopias Brawl for our opponent. Shadowy Backstreet. Get lost is fine. 3 mana gets our opponent nothing. We'll play Command Tower and pass. No Growth Spiral for our opponent. It's fully what I expected. 4 mana for our opponent. We will flash in Samwise. What do you got? Cool. So we absolutely can't deal with what they're doing when they do it, because Cascade's just going to trigger, and so they are absolutely going to get, you know, they're going to Cascade. There's nothing for it. Paradise Druid for our opponent. Alright, we will play Takenuma as our land for turn. We're going to get Servandum down. And we will attack with Gix. They will take the damage. We will draw a card. And we will remove their command. Map tokens for our opponent. They get to cast them again. Yep. Brainstorm is not good enough. Okay, I really wish we had drawn a land here, but I definitely think that this is incredibly powerful against them. So I think I bounce. I think I leave Gix in play. So we're going to play Avatar's Wrath. We're going to leave Gix in play and airbend everything else. And then we're going to get in for 3. We're going to draw a land. Feels very bad. They cannot recast their commander. If you say so. What are we oopsing? Okay. Sure. Map draws you a land. Okay. Oh, because he put his commander in the command zone. That was the oops. Okay, so we'll take our... Alright, can I set myself up to win next turn is the question. So I have a land, so I will get to 6. Okay, so Orzhov Signet. Altar of Dementia. Is it Vondum? No, because we need Samwise in play. Yeah. Let's just pass. So if they win this turn, they win. If they don't, I think we do. Would fully take a tap out for their commander. Tap out for your commander. Take another turn. You got it. Paradise Druid. Cracking the map token. Okay. Let's go. Oh, that's a fetch land. Fetch lands drastically slow down Arena. Like, I can understand. It's different. It's funny because you shuffle way faster on the client, than you do in any other situation. So still very much a pain in the butt. Surprisingly, I would say. Okay. Bioengineer, Manadork. Wow, there was no stick there. Did you see that? Samwise? Okay. I mean, if they don't counter anything, I've got it. Sacrifice Samwise. That's it. Get this Samwise back. This Samwise becomes... Sacrifice this Samwise. Sacrifice this Samwise. This is it. The damage kills them a long time before the milling does. Yep. That's it. Okay. Good game. They were good sport. Game 6. Ratadrabik of Urborg versus Samwise Gamgee. I used to play this deck in Commander, the Samwise Gamgee deck. It is a lot of fun. Food is very cool, especially since we got all these Ninja Turtle cards. I think I have to say no to this hand. And I got a worse one as a result. That's fine. Yeah, this is fine. I'm on the draw. I've got D-Spark in my hand, which is one of my absolute favorite removal, or one of my favorite. Oh wow, I drew a land. I think I still want to drop one of these lands tapped. Arcane Signet for our opponent. Esper Sentinel attacks for 1. I guess. I was going to say I would love to draw a creature here, because I don't want to give them a... I'm just going to pass. I'm just going to play slowly. I'm not going to give them cards. There's Mr. Gamgee. Opponent attacks for 1. Okay. We will play our third land. I'll play Orzhov Signet. I will pay the 1. Knight of Autumn destroys our Signet. It's hilarious. It's very funny. 3 damage from our opponent. Okay. We will play Bright Climb Pathway and play Ratadrabik of Urborg. Interesting, right? Seren Steelseeker is such a strong card here. But the thing is you got to dump things into your graveyard. Like, obviously, if you get a land, you want to put that in your hand. But Arwen's very good. Okay. D-Spark looking pretty bad against this list. That's interesting. So I am going to play Fellmire, and I'm going to pay the 3 life, and I'm going to play Dribnod. No attacks. I mean, if they remove Ratadrabik at this point, I'm in a bad position. Oracle of Moldiah, very good. Okay, Mondrak's on top. They gotta leave it, and they're gonna lose all their Sarinth Steelseeker tokens. Or their triggers, really. I would dump it. Because the whole thing about Sarinth Steelseeker and Samwise Gamgee is that really, if it's not a land, you're losing the opportunity to draw a card. So you want to dump it. Okay. 7 mana. They have 6 on board right now. Interesting. So it doesn't kill my creatures, but it does make theirs a lot bigger. I think I can bait out a very interesting... Alright, we're going to play Yahenni. What is our opponent holding? Arwen trigger. Yep. And we're actually not going to attack. Land. Taps out for Elishnorn. So it kills Yahenni. That's fine. Okay. I want to bait them into an attack here. So it makes food. Ratadrabik makes 2 things that immediately die. That's what you call a state-based action. Sarinth Steelseeker puts the goose in their graveyard. Yeah, they're trying to decide if attacking is a good idea here, and the answer is it's not. Attacking is not a good idea here. They really want to put pressure on. They're like highly incentivized to put pressure on here. So, yep, here we go. It's pretty interesting that they... I mean, it's very good play on their part. Yeah, you can draw your card here. Oh boy. That doesn't actually win me the game, does it? I mean, I get an infinite number of Boromirs here. Yeah. Yeah, I get an infinite number of Boromirs. Oh, she's indestructible. I'm silly. That was incorrect. Okay, so do I sacrifice Drivnod? I do need to win. It's fine. It's actually fine. If they can wipe my board, which it would take a very creative way to do that at this point. Party dude. I love this card. I'm so glad that we get to see it in play. Excellent. Take your land first. No! Swords to Plowshares almost ruins our plans, except that I can do it at instant speed, and it 100% doesn't ruin our plans. They have to play it at like exactly the right time, and really, they have to play it at exactly the right time. Okay. Caretaker's Talent makes a copy of a food token. What do you have in your bin? Nothing to get back with Samwise. Sarinth Steelseeker. Very good. Yeah, okay. All right, so we're gonna sacrifice Drivnod. Okay, what are you gonna do? We will pay the 1. That's 2 Drivnods. Let's get... Elas. And we will cast Elas Ilkor. Nope. So, I'm actually not sure they can stop me. Because I think that the way that the Boromir trigger works is that yeah, I don't think you can stop me. I don't think you can. Tireless Provisioner. So I think I just go for it on my turn once I've got all my mana available. But I'm fairly certain that they can't stop me. Our opponent is out here absolutely killing it. So what they can do... Okay, here's Teshar. So what they can do is Swords Ratadrabik. Like, that is what allows them to do... Yeah, casting Swords on Ratadrabik is what's going to win, what is going to stop me from winning. But if they try to Swords Ratadrabik proactively... Sure. Yep. Did they get the enchantment back? Okay, so now they only have 1 mana. Unless I'm reading this very wrong. So they're just playing to their outs at this point. This is a very cluttered board, I know. Look how small their cards are. It's about to get a lot worse. But really, like, with the setup that I have right now... Okay, so are they out of mana? Entered the battlefield this turn. Yeah. We're going for it? This is going to get a little silly. So what's happening is that Boromir, when Boromir enters, I'm making our new ring bearer. Oh, I'm making the game so slow right now. They tapped out. I'm just going for it. Look at all my Boromirs. Look at all my Boromirs. It's only, I mean, it's 8 triggers every time. This is ridiculous. This is what this deck does. And this is what Commander feels like, right? Here we are. Their board is so full. You can't, you don't have an out, friend. All of the triggers. I'm just gonna keep doing the thing until they either scoop or I actually win. I could have made this a little bit faster by using Drivnod. Oh, no, it doesn't work like Mondrak. It doesn't sacrifice things. I mean, I guess the double Drivnod is definitely... There it is. Here's the last point. Okay, good sport. I thought they were a good sport. They gotta let the triggers resolve. Either way, we got to see the thing. There it is. Good game. All right, friends and opponents, how did we do today? In a little less than an hour, we got 6 games in. We were actually 4-2. We had our first winning record of all the Brawl videos I have recorded so far, really kind of illustrating just how good Ratadrabik is. And I think that when I play this card in paper, I'm not necessarily trying to slam dunk on people and win with the infinite combo out of nowhere, because a lot of these cards are in my paper deck. I'm really trying to see if I can get a giant board full of, you know, multiple copies of these legendary creatures. To me, that's an enormous amount of fun. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to Rube Goldberg together a very ridiculous board with Ratadrabik. But here we find that it is, in fact, just a very good combo deck. And that if you have the right pieces, and I could probably streamline this a little bit more, if you have the right pieces in place, you can get the combo going very quickly and just win on the 3rd or 4th turn, as long as your opponent doesn't disrupt what you're doing. So it depends a lot on what our opponents are doing, obviously, but I think that there's a lot of opportunity. I think that this list, if you look at it, is really has a much lower curve than the list that I play in paper, because again, at a commander, you're in multiplayer, you have a lot more time to set up and do fun things, so I've got some more expensive creatures in the deck. But when I was building this one, I was deliberately trying to drive the curve down, and I think I could go further. I actually think that as good as Mondrak is, I'm not sure that this list needs it, because it doesn't actually facilitate the combo. It kind of ends up feeling like win more, and I would never say that about 4-player commander. Mondrak needs to be in that list. This list, maybe not so much, and herein lies the difference. What I am discovering about Brawl is that because it is a 1v1 format, as everybody else already knew, you definitely have to be more cutthroat. And so I started this list from the ground up, kind of spiritually informed by my paper list, but ended up treating it very different as I crafted it, and I ended up with something that I'm pretty happy with, but that I think could still be improved upon, because I really think that the deck list wants to control what our opponents is doing with a little bit more maybe discard or hand disruption, or maybe even some of the white counter spells like Mana Tithe and Reprieve, just so that I can make sure that my opponent can't stop me. Maybe Cavern of Souls should be in the deck for that reason. There's just so many new things to explore. That's why I'm having so much fun playing this format right now. It is a little rare, heavy, and intensive, and I'm thankful that I have a lot of this stuff already burned. I actually only had to use one wild card to build this deck today. I wish I could tell you which one it was. I cannot remember. There was something, it wasn't crucial, but I said to myself, I'm going to go ahead and get this because I think that it's good for the deck. I don't remember what it was. Anyway, if you're still watching at this point, listening to me ramble about how much I love Brawl, thank you. You are fantastic. Just such a wonderful, excellent, and admirable human being, worthy of admiration and praise. Thank you, as always, to everybody who's tuned in to the episode today. And as always, remember to take care of your head. Hey gang, thanks so much for tuning in. Click that subscribe button to support the channel and check out our last Brawl video featuring everybody's favorite mascot, Fleam.